Unresolved problem segment tonight, brutality in the National Football League. Only this time we're not talking about people getting hurt on the field. We're talking about people being harmed off the field. 24-year-old offensive lineman Jonathan Martin, who plays for the Miami Dolphins, says he was forced to pay thousands of dollars to veteran teammates and was brutalized emotionally by them. Martin has apparently quit the team, and the Dolphins have suspended this man, Richie Incognito, another offensive lineman, for conduct detrimental to the team.
In regard to Jonathan, that as with any player with an injury or illness, our primary concern is for the health of the individual. And with respect to Jonathan, he has been excused with a non-football illness. Our concern and support are with him, and really that's all I'm going to say.
Joining us now from Miami, Troy Stratford, former Dolphins running back who now covers sports for WINZ Radio. What is the inside story? I'm not believing a lot of what I'm hearing. There's got to be something more to this. Got a 320-pound offensive lineman. If somebody's brutalizing him emotionally, that guy can, take care of that other guy. So what's the inside story?
Well, Bill, just like you just started and stated that you got a 300-pound lineman, a lot of people think because he's a football player and he's that big that he's not a sensitive guy or he may not be offended by certain things. So last week when the story broke, we all thought that Jonathan Martin was just that, someone who was not a tough football player. But we're finding out in the last 24 hours when tapes were made available of Richie Incognito bullying him, intimidating him, threatening him, even using some racial slurs on voice messages to Jonathan Martin, it's a bigger story. So now the Miami Dolphins, they have a major problem on their hands, and the NFL, they have a huge problem on their hands.
Now, I understand that Mr. Martin told the coach, Philbin, last summer that he was being emotionally battered, not only by Incognito, but other members of the team, to the point of extortion, that they were forcing him to pay for meals and give him money for trips. I mean, that's almost unbelievable that Philbin wouldn't do anything about it then.
Well, it all depends on what he actually told the coach back then. That took place last spring. But that kind of is common knowledge when it comes to the NFL locker room. The rookies, they usually have to go out and buy lunch or breakfast or dinner or whatever it is. But in the last few years, it has gotten totally out of control because salaries have increased. So the veteran players, they get the younger guys together. They go out and they have these extravagant nights where the bill is $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. And to me, I wouldn't pay that. And I'm sure a lot of the older guys wouldn't play that as well, but this is just totally out of hand. So the money thing I kind of understand, even though it's too much, but when it comes to personal attacks and threats, that's when we're talking about a serious issue.
But, again, there are assistant coaches all over the place. There's like 20 coaches for each team now. Philbin was warned, as you say, in the spring that this was happening, but it escalated and didn't stop. I'm laying it right on the head coach's doorstep. Am I unfair to do that?
Oh, no, you're right on that. It depends, again, on what they were told back in the spring by Jonathan Martin.
Yeah, but you investigate, Mr. Stratford. You investigate.
Absolutely.
If you're told, you don't go by what you're saying. You assign your assistant coaches or somebody from the NFL to find out what the hell is going on. And this was going on for 8, 9, 10 months. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Bill, I agree with you. But again, how much was Jonathan Martin? Is he feeling that stigma of I'm 300 pounds, I'm this big offensive lineman, football player? Am I going to tell everything? Maybe he told a little bit. And
yeah,
then
but again, the investigation should have been launched. And this guy Martin has to walk out of the team. It got so bad. And you say, and I haven't heard these tapes, that there's actual tapes of this guy Incognito.
Yes.
I mean, it's absurd. I mean, the ownership of the Miami Dolphins should be embarrassed. The team's heading south anyway, as you know. This is horrible.
Not yet. But I tell you this.
It ain't going to do any help. It's not going to help them out. It's a tough league.
It's going to reveal more as we go along because Richie Incognito, he's not going to go away quiet as well. This is going to get a lot more uglier before it gets better.
All right, Mr. Stratford, thanks very much, and we'll stay on that story for sure. When we come